The weekend, November 5th. Good morning to you. I'm first morning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together just about 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, and, sometimes chat a little bit about life. We've got the first of what will be many in the quieter season of weather. Drive-through guests, had a chance to chat with her a little bit before the broadcast, and I think you're going to love her. We'll talk to her in just a little bit, but of course, even though this is the quote-unquote quiet time of the season, it is not quiet at all. Here is a live look at our Tower Cam network, and this tells the story. It is a gray, damp start to the day. Bottom left side of your screen, you can see live radar. You can see the satellite. There is a storm system, and that storm system is marching in, and just as we expected, it is giving us this gray setup. I-4 heading into downtown. Doesn't look like a parking lot, but it also doesn't look great. Oh, well, it's a Friday. What are you going to do? Trina, good morning to you. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Good morning to you, Aldora, David, Jolene, good morning. Nikki, good morning to you. Jeffrey, how are you? Here is a live look at our first morning Doppler radar. There is a lot of color on this map. Yeah, the good news, we're not talking about anything strong or severe, but let's put this into motion. You can see all of those showers streaming through, and there are even some pockets of heavier rain. Let's zoom into the Four Corners, for example, see what's doing down here around the tourist district. Citrus Ridge, Celebration, that's the 429, getting up toward Walt Disney World, some heavier pockets of rain there. Not really seeing any thunder or lightning, but again, do you even need that if your morning commute is a mess? Man, Mario, good morning to you, sir. Keep the severe weather away. I'm doing my best. Right through the metro, it is that light to moderate rain, just kind of scattered about. Yeah. Back over here to the coastline, same idea. Pocket of heavier rainfall, actually, that just developed around Daytona Beach, working in toward ISB, and of course, working right up 192 out near Embry-Riddle. We'll widen this perspective out, come down here toward New Smyrna Beach, Oak Hill, and Edgewater. Pockets of heavier rainfall there. Down into Brevard County, looks like around Cocoa Beach and the port. If I lived in that vicinity, that pocket of heavier rain is going to be marching in your direction here in the next couple of minutes' time. And that just kind of gives you the overall idea. Let me go back out to the wider perspective, because in a situation like this, it doesn't even do a great job zooming in to just show the rain, because it's raining almost everywhere. Yeah. Kim says it's raining pretty hard here in Davenport, Four Corners. Yeah, absolutely. Doggy going potty didn't like Susan. Yeah. That makes sense. Debbie, gloomy, windy, light rain in New Smyrna Beach. Indeed. It's coming down into land. Carrie says, oh yeah. Robin says Jax is getting it too. Yeah, well, and you know what's interesting? Let me just go down here to South Florida. You can see the ring where our radar can't reach because of the whole curvature of the earth. If you're a flat earther, I'm here to tell you that just doesn't work, especially when we use Doppler radar, curvature of the earth thing. But you can see some very heavy rain down into South Florida, have even had severe thunderstorm warnings in South Florida. So the entire peninsula basically covered in the rain. Now, adding insult to injury is the whole it's not warm thing. 69 in the city. Look to Ocala. 59 degrees and raining there. It's 67 degrees for us. Back over to DeLand. 70 degrees in New Smyrna Beach. 69 degrees in Melbourne. So the weather, this is the kind of setup I always call getting sick weather. Because it's like you get that chill, you get damp, and then if you don't dry off, that's a mess. Yeah. So here's the surface setup. Oh, what an interesting setup this is. You've got your old cold front kind of exiting stage right. Then in the Gulf of Mexico, you've got your storm system firing up. We talked about this weeks and weeks ago. This is going to be at the time we didn't know if it would be tropical in nature. Certainly, you could step outside and say there's not much tropical in this air. It's damp, but it is a little chilly, okay? So storm system is moving our direction. Let's widen the perspective out. And what's interesting is you can see that storm system is going to carry a cold front and a warm front. So once we get that red line, that warm air sector moving in, we're going to destabilize the atmosphere a little bit, and we could get some thunderstorms. Those thunderstorms do have the chance of getting a little strong, at least in terms of gusty winds. I don't think we're into tornado territory. I think that it's more of a gusty wind scenario. And then afterward, it'll drag a cold front through. So follow me through, okay? Today, crummy. Like perfect Disney day. You know, if I didn't have appointments here or there, if I didn't have appointments everywhere, wow, I did a Dr. Seuss. I would be at Disney. I would be at Universal because you wear a poncho. This isn't get sick weather anymore because you keep yourself dry. So today, crummy. Tonight, crummy. Even tomorrow morning at times, crummy. But then afterward, we are going to look much, 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 much better. Yeah. So we just have to get through it, okay? So let's talk about things. First and foremost, we're going to talk about the threats. Then we'll, of course, look at Futurecast. So for today, I think as that warm front moves in and destabilizes our atmosphere, we're going to run the risk of some of these getting a little gusty. And that will continue over the weekend because as this storm system crosses the peninsula, our weather is going to start to improve unless you live at the beaches. Then this becomes, believe it or not, a literal nor'easter type setup where you get that pounding wind, the pounding waves, the gusty kind of erosion setup, okay? And then you add into it some astronomically larger or higher high tides, and you've got a nor'easter scenario. I know we're in the southeast. I know. But a nor'easter of sorts, okay? So winds are going to be our big thing. Flooding is a potential, and while there could be an isolated rotating storm, I don't see that as being a major influencer for us, okay? Shauna says no fishing this weekend. Yeah, as you'll find out, and as we talk to our Coffee Talk drive-through guest, this person has a vested interest in the beach boating condition over the next couple of days, and I feel like I already disappointed. So anyway, we'll talk more about that. But you get the idea overall, okay? So here's kind of the scenario of what I think you need to know. For today, gusty winds, heavy downpours we'll be watching, especially in the afternoon for a few of those strong storms. Tomorrow, it's as that storm system moves out, we've got the moisture in play. But then afterward, we keep with the gusty winds, okay? So let's take a look at Futurecast for today, and then we're going to get through tomorrow, and then we're going to look at the rainfall. We're going to look at the winds. There's a lot to get to. It's a busy day in the quiet season, right? All right, so here's Futurecast. I want to bring this full just so that everybody has the clearest perspective possible. This morning, computer model says rain. Looking out the window, check. Doing okay so far. All right, watch through time. 9, 10, 11 o'clock. You can see those little pockets here of heavier downpours, the darker greens, the yellows, even some oranges. But into this afternoon, we're going to start to see more of those vibrant colors. Not everywhere, but just little pockets of it, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, overnight tonight, same idea. Pockets of heavier downpours. Could even see some stronger storms. Now, before we go on, if you're asking, Friday Night Football, not great. This is the kind of weather, frankly, that could cause Friday Night Football cancellations. It could cause just a wet mess in Friday Night Football, if we're honest, okay? Like this morning, there was the Wine and Dine 5K. There was wine, but not necessarily the sipping, more like the, oh my gosh, this weather's terrible kind of thing, all right? All right, from there, let's persist through, and let's look at tomorrow. All right? Tomorrow morning, it's your Saturday. I get it. Everybody wants good weather, myself included. It's our friend Adri. It's her birthday little thing. We've got showers in the morning when I see on sunrise. Notice by 9, 10, 11 o'clock, we're going to gradually clear out. Why? Because the storm system will be crossing our area. Then into the afternoon, there will be a few lingering showers on the backside of this storm system, but little by little, there's 8 p.m. Little by little, this will be clearing out, okay? So that's good news. What about the rainfall? How much rain are we talking about? Let's take a look at our GFS model. Now, the GFS model has thus far been the less bullish model when it comes to rainfall amounts. So let's just go right through Saturday night because that's about the time frame. So the GFS model is saying through the metro, about 1 to 2 inches, points to the south, maybe a little bit less, points to the north, maybe a little bit more. You could see yellows and oranges, that's 2 to 3, 3 to 5 inches, okay? So the GFS model is giving us a pretty decent rain coverage. It's giving us a pretty decent amount of rain today, tonight, and tomorrow. Let's look at the European, and I'll warn you, the European has been like bonkers. Yep. Yeah. Glad to see some things don't change. 3 to 5 in many locations in our northern areas. The metro area more like 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then points to the south less. I always like to see consistency when it comes to models. When you don't see consistency, it tells you that overall forecast picture is not perfected yet. So looking ahead to that forecast as that storm system moves through. Hold on a second. That's a dated graphic. I clicked the wrong one. So there we are. So as the storm system moves through, we're going to get downpours today, tonight, and tomorrow. There is, and I love how it was put, Nina says it's a florester. I've done weather in Florida for like 20 years, and I've never heard that term until today, and I will be stealing that. Okay, it's not a nor'easter, it's a florester. So there's the backside, and that's what gets interesting. Over the course of the day tomorrow, as the storm system kicks off to our east, we're going to get some of those northerly winds kicking in, a little bit of rainfall. But as that storm system moves out, we clear it out and we cool it down. So this is such a dynamic couple of days. I can't even stress to you how you're going to say to yourself, what is going on here? Seriously, that's what you're going to do. And with that pounding kind of florester moving through, we've got that coastal flood concern, okay? Forget the temperatures. We'll get to the temperatures here in a second. But the coastal flood concern, we've got a coastal flood advisory and a coastal flood warning for our coastline. That means if you live at the beaches, the beach erosion, the whole 9 yards. It's going to be a really interesting setup, okay? What about the breaking surf, the waves? This is the breaking waves, okay? So Patty, I see you. We can't hear you yet. But Patty, those are the breaking waves right at the beach. That's not even offshore. We'll talk to Patty more to see why that plays in just a couple of minutes. But 6 to 8, 7 to 9. Yeah, that is a mess, okay? What about the launch forecast? It was asked. Happily, they've already said it's not going to happen on Saturday. We are tentatively looking at Monday night, which does look like a better forecast, okay? 80% chance of good weather. I will tell you, if that is the case, yours truly will be begging the boss. I've already sent the email begging the boss, hey, can we do some schedule changing and put me on the launch for Monday? So anyway, yeah, launch forecast Monday looks better. For today, it's all about the clouds and the rainfall, okay? So, flood threat. For all of Central Florida, we're watching the flooding threats, especially the first coast of Florida down through the Fun Coast. So, Jacksonville, Ponte Vedra, St. Augustine, all the way down through Palm Coast, Daytona Beach, Oak Hill, Edgewater, even over to like the Cape. We're elevated into the possible. Flooding is possible. We're watching for it elsewhere, but flooding is possible. When it comes to severe weather, I think the biggest threat for severe weather is going to be from about the I-4 corridor off to the south, okay? It's a level 1 threat for severe weather. It's not going to be a big one, but it's going to be a level 1 threat for severe weather, okay? So yeah, that's a mess. And then there's the gusts. And then we're going to get over to our Coffee Talk drive-through guest. Let me just look and show you some of these gusts. All right? This is the GFS model showing wind gusts. All right? Through the day today, most of the gusty weather is going to be north of town. But as that florester develops, watch how the gusts are going to persist, especially, along the coastline in that like 20 to 30 mile per hour range. Let's look at the European model. 43, these are gusts. This is not sustained. These are gusts. 43, 40, 50, right? 52, 37. You see these gusts through here? Look at tomorrow, same idea. So again, it's a nasty storm system. What can this compare to? The best thing I would say is think about this like a weak, low-end tropical storm, like that kind of a thing, except it's not necessarily tropical in nature, okay? Mario, any severe weather threat overnight? At the moment, we'll just have to kind of see how it plays out. I would say at this point, at this point, it's definitely a possibility, but we'll just have to see how it all plays out. Okay? All right, so we'll talk a little more about that in just a couple of minutes. But at this point in time, I want to welcome in Patty Yoke, our first Coffee Talk drive-through guest of the quote-unquote quiet season. Patty, first off, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, sir.
Thank you for being here. I wish that I could say that this was a quiet day, and you have a particular interest in what's going on in the weather. Do you care to share with everybody what's going on in your life today?
We picked this weekend to go out on a cruise ship.
Oh, so you're leaving out of the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
obviously
gonna be horrible.
there's a little bit of a storm system that that's brewing up, and that storm system is probably going to influence what's going on just a little bit.
Yeah, the 10 foot waves don't sound too relaxing.
No, but you're an expert when it comes to going cruising, you said.
Yeah, we've been on a lot. So it's nice that they're back up and running.
Yes.
And we're doing our part to help them keep afloat.
Well, I can tell you that everybody here certainly is probably in agreement with let's just try and get life back to normal. So, Patty, share a little bit about who you are with everybody watching. We'd love to learn a little more about you.
Lived in Orlando for more than 35 years. Long-term Wesh fan. Love that you guys do a great job.
Thank you.
Use your weather reports every weekend when we're on the golf course. Work at one of the area local hospitals. And because our son is out of college and we have a lot of free time, we started to play golf. So we're on the golf course every weekend.
Love that.
And just this time of year is a great time of year to be outside. So we can just enjoy life when we're not working.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. It is usually a great time of year to be outside. Of course, looking out the window, it's
Yes.
Yes. Not necessarily today. All right. So before we get to anybody's questions right at the moment, we've got a bunch of questions that people have asked already this week. And Shauna says, enjoy your cruise. It feels incredible to walk down the aisleway again. Bon voyage.
It is a good thing. It's a good thing for a lot of people who have their jobs back.
Right. Get them back to work. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine, is a cruise director. And it's just so nice because he's been working, odd jobs just to be able to pay the bills. Okay. All right. So, a couple of questions for you. Let me get this set up here.
Let's see if I can answer them.
They should be easy, and don't feel like you have to. My absolute least favorite thing to ever do is make you feel uncomfortable. So, if I do, just say pow pow, move on. But I don't think we'll go that avenue. So, Tim asks, "What's your favorite weather?" That's a good question.
Let's say a Florida winter day, golf course, I like about maybe 75, 78 degrees with a very low humidity.
Yep. So the opposite of today.
The opposite of today. Yeah, But we have many of those days here. We're very blessed for that.
Yeah. I love that. All right, let's see here. Skipping that question. So Janice asked, how long have you lived in Central Florida? You've said that. What's your favorite thing about Central Florida? What has kept you here?
I think it's the fact that we have so many things that we can do, particularly outdoors. But we have annual passes, so we're always at the parks. Parks are a great place to walk around for exercise, whether we ever do a ride or anything else. You can be outside for outdoor sport activities most of the year. We have just, it's a wonderful place with the choices of restaurants we have and entertainment. It's amazing.
I could not agree with you more. I think that that's so true. I'm just going to pop this up just so that while we're talking, we can be sure to inform everybody about the crummy weather as well. Alicia asks, and I think this is such an interesting question. What makes you you?
That's an interesting one. I think if anybody knows me, they know that I'm the person that you can call if you need help at a time of need.
Yeah.
If you need a friend, give me a call. We'll see what we can do.
I love that. Okay, so you've got annual passes. You love the golf course. Certainly you love cruising. What's your favorite place to visit in Florida?
In Florida. Very interesting. The Keys. The Keys are beautiful.
They are. It's like another world.
During the pandemic, we had a couple opportunities to go down there and support the hotels down that way, and I think they're beautiful. I don't think they give them enough credit.
I agree. I agree. And if you've never been to the Keys, it's like it's not even Florida. There's a reason they call it the Conch Republic down there, you know?
It's a whole new world. Once you hit that road going down there, it's like you forget you're even in the United States. It's just beautiful.
It's so true. You can fly, I know Southwest has flights to Key West. There's even a high-speed ferry from Fort Myers, which I would love to try because I would imagine that would be a super cool experience as well. Ryan asks, why do you watch Coffee Talk?
I love watching your weather reports. Your whole team does a fantastic job. If I'm on the go, just picking up the phone and logging in and see what's going on just gives you a quick update for the day and plans for it.
I love that. What sparked your interest in weather? Is it just kind of planning for your life, or are you a little bit of a weather nerd too?
I am a weather nerd. I always said in my next life I'll be a weather newscaster, but I just find it fascinating here, especially in Florida, how it can change so quickly.
Yeah.
How you can look at the sky and it's not raining, and it just happened a couple weekends ago, and an hour later it's a monsoon. So
it's so true.
And then it's important for us on the golf course to have our radars. We use your radars for your apps to make sure there's no lightning.
Yeah, absolutely. Which today, thus far, has been pretty quiet in that lightning department, so that's good. All right, so we're going to go with your question that you asked. What's your favorite meal to cook?
My favorite is lasagna. Everyone loves my lasagna, and I make a lot of it and load it up, and they ask for more.
Yeah, those are some of those meals that I'm going to miss with my new.
They're not good for you, but they're good.
Cassandra asks, "What's the strangest weather you have personally witnessed?" Interesting.
Oh gosh, I've lived here so long. I remember the night when the F4, F5 tornadoes went through. Remember that night?
Is that 98?
Yeah, I found it very interesting. I've never seen it before since that. When it was in the nighttime and there was thunder and lightning, the lightning was a very different lightning. It almost pulsed.
Yeah.
And it was just like one of the strangest things I've ever seen. And then to wake up in the morning and see the destruction, and unfortunately some people died too, was just awful.
If my memory serves, the 98 tornadoes, there were 42 people that lost their lives. And it just came to mind because I was at the office the other day, and Megan Mulatto, our Osceola County reporter, was doing a story, and just I tune it out when I'm working in the weather department. The news is going on, and I tune it out. But I happened to hear her say the Ponderosa RV Park, and that was, of course, one of the places that in '98 got hit so hard. And it's like, that's just one of our many neighborhoods. It's like, when you hear the Ponderosa RV Park, it stands out like, I remember that was one of those places that got hit so hard. So, yeah, let's hope we don't have to deal with that anytime soon.
No.
How long have you been a Coffee Talk viewer, somebody asked?
Gosh, going back, I want to say at least before the pandemic of 3-4 years.
Well, thank you for hanging with us. I appreciate it. All right.
No, I love the fact that I complimented you earlier. You do a fantastic job with the social media aspect.
Thank you.
Connecting with people. We may not be at home in front of our computer, but on our phone.
Yeah.
Just kudos to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm a nerd, and what are you going to do when you're a nerd? Let's see here. Frank says it's fitting that the first guest is going on a cruise. Toby would be proud. It's true. It's true.
In the middle of a horrific storm.
Well, yeah,
it's not that awful.
I do want to hear. You'll have to let us know after you get back how it was. Knock on wood, it's not too bad.
I'll still be walking crooked next week.
Yeah. You'll have the angle going on. Let's see here. Arnett says you have a great voice.
Oh, thank you.
Patty sounds like a good friend to have, Janice says. Yeah, it seems that way, right?
If you need me, I'll be there.
Debbie says, I've never been to the Keys, but I want to go. Is there any suggestions you have for Debbie?
It's not. I thought it was a difficult drive. It's not. It's 5 hours on the turnpike. We stay typically in the upper levels, so you don't have to go all the way down to Key
Right.
Elam Rod is where we stay, but you actually can run down to Key West and have lunch and come back to your hotel in a matter of 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
So it's the best of both worlds. And then you're not stuck in the traffic on that 2-lane road going down there to Key West.
It's true. It's true.
Mhm.
That's a
It
good
can
point.
it can be pretty tough on a Sunday going in and out on that road.
Listen, I've experienced that when I lived in West Palm and I was learning to fly. That was one of those places where, you could fly, and it's like in car it takes forever. In a Cessna, it took like an hour and a half, 2 hours from West Palm, and I just remember there was one day I flew down for an expensive lunch, of course. They call it the $100 hamburger because you're paying $5 for the hamburger and $95 for the gas in the airplane. But I remember flying over and seeing the US one, and it's just like, oh man, that would be a mess to get stuck in,
Yeah, it is.
Let's see here. Where did you live before Florida, Michael's asking?
California girl.
Oh, wow. Where in California?
Right down by Disneyland.
Oh my gosh, in Anaheim area? That's so funny.
Yeah, El Toro, Irvine, in that area. El Toro is now called Lake Forest. So that would be in Southern California.
How interesting. How interesting. Have you ever done the weather before in any way presenting at all?
No, not at all.
All right, well, we haven't shown the 7-day forecast yet, so I'm going to pop that up, and it's going to be all yours to do, if that's okay.
Sure.
All right, so here is our, if it goes, of course. There it goes. It's thinking, of course. All right, there is our 7-day forecast. Let me move the little box for just a second. There you go.
I can see it till Wednesday. Is that... Let's see if I go smaller here. No, I'm only getting it till Wednesday.
That's okay. Wednesday and Thursday are nice.
So today, as Eric stated, we've got a lot of rain. A lot of rain. So it's going to be 60% or more. We've got high winds coming this weekend. It looks like things are going to get better on Sunday with a high of 70. But our best days are looking like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We're going to be back up to 80 degrees by Wednesday. And I really like those morning temperatures based on what we've seen the past few months in the summer. So we got to get through this weekend and things will be better.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think you did a great job. So bravo. Is there anything else?
Watching you, that's why.
Do you have any questions or anything? Do you have any questions for me?
No, I just compliment you again and again. You're doing a great job. The whole team is.
Thank you very much.
Keep up the good work and keep using social media. I think that's the way to go.
Thank you. All right, a couple more questions that just popped in that I eyeballed that I think are good. Okay.
Okay.
Tammy, which one do you think is a better park, Disneyland or Disney World?
Disney World. I think it's bigger, it's laid out, easier to get around, more choices on everything. Disneyland's pretty small if you've ever been there.
Yeah.
So for Disney World. And the annual passes, you have 4 parks to choose from.
Yes, I would agree. All right, Patty, so great to meet you. Thank you for hanging with us.
Thank you for inviting me. It was nice chatting with everybody. Great questions.
All right, so Patty, we're gonna have to check back in with you on when do you get back from your cruise?
I'll be back Monday, so I'll drop a line and maybe send you an email.
Yeah, I would love to hear an update on how it went. And as somebody else said, at the very least, you're going to have fun on the ship.
Yeah, it's a nice hotel, so just make the best of it.
That's it. Patty, thank you so much for hanging out.
Bye. Thanks. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye. Be safe.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Everybody, that was Patty. I love it. Our first Coffee Talk guest of the season. She was sweet as can be. And now it's vacation mode. So go have a great vacation, Patty. Oh, man. All right. I'm jealous. I'm not gonna say I'm jealous, but I'm jealous. Is that okay? I'm jealous. Hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit of good weather for Patty. There's that live radar update. And you can see in the bottom left corner, we've been updating that through the morning. Clouds, showers, downpours. It's kind of a wet mess of a setup. Yeah. Kathy says, great job, Patty. Have a great trip, right? How fun. I'm going to pop up that day planner forecast for everybody just so that while we're discussing all of this, we can just look at the kind of day we're going to have. By the way, maybe you noticed it, maybe you didn't. I moved my office around a little bit. So my bookshelf is on the left side. I'm going to have to put stuff up here. So now at the moment, it's just a blank wall. Don't judge me. It's a work in progress, you know. But I think this is going to work out a lot better for me. So anyway, I hope that you don't mind the just blank wall behind me for a little bit until we get it all set up. Cindy says, well done, Patty. I love it. Annie said, Patty is just the sweetest lady ever, right? Could you have found a sweeter person to start off the Coffee Talk drive-through this season? Man, I'm grateful for the kind of people that we have here. Really and truly. Betty says, I got to go to Disneyland when it was more like Walt Disney created it. Amazing. I also got to visit Epcot in its first year. Good memories. I love that. My mom is coming to Fort Myers. What's the weather down there this weekend? Look, I mean, for all of us, for the entire peninsula, today is going to be a crummy day. It's just not going to be a nice one, okay? So here's the setup. So here. So I need to update that. So there's the setup today. That area of low pressure crosses the peninsula. As it crosses the peninsula, showers and thunder showers, and then it will eventually move out. And as it moves out, we're going to get that cooler, drier air moving in. So I see a lot of people asking about the UCF homecoming. We've got you covered. When I find the button, I know you're there. Hold on. Why is my brain not operating? Oh my gosh. Where is that? I'm embarrassed right now. There it is. Hi. I'm Eric, and I'm embarrassed right now. All right, the Knights, homecoming. Showers around for the tailgate, okay? But pushing toward the game, little by little by little. If OBS had a luminance key, you could have the West 2 newsroom behind you. It can. I can do that. I just have to get a green wall. You know, I don't know. I'm just trying to make my office look a little nicer. Melanie will definitely get to the football forecast for you, but we have to start with my Knights. All right, homecoming, my friends. It does look very, very nice. Excuse me. Showers around. Little by little, we'll be kind of pushing the moisture out, but I do think that the wind is going to play in, okay? So kicks, punts, long drives, it's going to be a little iffy. All right? Playing in not the most perfect of weather scenarios, unfortunately. All right, FSU, Melanie, I'm talking to you, my dear. NC State coming to town, clearing skies. Because remember, first off, FSU being further north and further west means that little by little this is going to look good. Michael says Tulane stinks. Should be a win. Don't underestimate any team. If Navy taught us something, don't ever underestimate any team. You know? So, the Knights forecast looking meh. The Noles forecast looking much better. And then, UF being where you are, those temperatures are going to be dropping. That's going to be a great, fun game. The Gamecocks and the Gators. That's always a fun game. Right? Man, oh man. Tom's asking, will most of the rain be moved out by 9 a.m. Saturday? So let's look again at Futurecast. Because, Tom, I don't want to lie to you, buddy. The answer's not looking perfect. All right, so here, let's look again. Let me just go to the end. So that's as far out as it is. That's 8:30 p.m. Saturday. So what does it look like today? So through today, rain, go away, come again another day, right? 7 p.m. we're going to see little pockets of heavier downpours around. 9:30, there's 10 o'clock. It looks like even into this evening, we could be getting into some stronger cells, okay? So, you know, just keep that in mind that tonight, just because we're getting towards sunset, doesn't mean we're going to be clearing this out. Michael, that's too funny. Actually, I live in Ocala. All right, yeah, so Ocala, it's definitely looking like a rainy setup for you as well. Oh, hold on a second. Move you over. Come on, you're annoying me. What did I do? I hit the wrong button. There we go. Sorry. All right. Personally, I like to see the bookcases in the background because I'm nosy and I like to see what folks are reading. Well, Susie, we'll get something in the background here. But the joke's on you. I don't read. No, I'm just kidding. I do get it. It just looks prettier too, and I do get that. But you know, listen. the office layout works much better for me. So we'll work on it. Okay, we'll work on it. It's a beef stew in the crock pot and cookie baking day kind of day. Oh, yeah. And a pool drainer kind of day. It's true. Yeah. How bad does Ocala look tomorrow morning? So let's get through there on Futurecast. All right. So overnight tonight, we've got some of those rains around. Here's tomorrow morning. That's 6 a.m. Showers, even some pockets of heavier rain north of us. And it's going to be a day where we're going to see showers. It's not going to be a rain all day scenario. It's just going to be a we'll see some rains around scenario. All right. Yeah, Shauna's mentioning don't forget to fall back this weekend. That's right. Saturday night into Sunday morning, we do. We do indeed, right? Kathy says, I love snooping in bookcases too. It's funny. My bookcases aren't the most beautiful. I'm hoping that if I can add some things, that I can organize those bookcases just a little bit better. Because they're not the prettiest. I need to work on it. How about a 1:30 tea time in Port Orange on Saturday? So let's just continue our Futurecast look. 10, 11, 12, there's 1. We'll just stop at 1:30, 2 o'clock. You can see there will be some showers around. It's not going to be perfectly perfect. Yeah. How fast are these showers working? They're working. 10, 15, 20. At this point, it's just such widespread stratiform rain that it's difficult to track that. Yeah, they're just kind of moving through. All right. Yeah, so it's a tough one. But the overall pattern is kind of set in stone as that storm system moves through. So here's a look at it. Okay. So there's the storm system as it is. Watch through time how it's going to gradually kind of work across the peninsula. And as it works across the peninsula, it'll bring us those showers, even some storms. And then on the back side of that, our temperatures are going to be dropping. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be getting into a nice and cold setup. It's going to be something different, which is good. It's good. But for today, unfortunately, it's just not great. Windy and soggy. Meh. Windy and soggy. Toby's asking, is this storm system a big indicator for next year's LRC? Absolutely it is. It absolutely is. Yeah, this is the first one that I can tell you that has a very clear signal. A very clear signal of what's to come. Yeah. The answer is yes. 90% chance of rain today. Now, you notice that morning low and the daily high tomorrow is the same temperature. That is done on purpose, okay? And the reason for that is because basically our temperatures are going to be dropping through the day tomorrow, and tomorrow's going to be a nice and cool setup, but then tomorrow into Sunday, we're going to be clearing out. It's going to be looking beautiful. Monday, Tuesday are beautiful. Yeah, but yes, this storm system is absolutely a very clear indicator for the LRC. And frankly, this storm system is going to be a clear indicator for strong storms looking ahead to the rest of winter, you know? Yeah. Tammy says this will be a hurricane. I think when it cycles back through, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. All right, anybody have any questions? Any additional questions? What is the arrow pointing down by 68 on your forecast? Yeah, it just means that tomorrow, basically the temperatures are going to be dropping through the day. So, not great. Not great. Not great. All right, listen. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk on a wet and soggy, wish it was nice kind of day. We're going to make improvements to the forecast. Just have to... Oh, you putz. We're going to make improvements to the forecast. Just have to get through this wet and soggy setup. Of course, I'll pop in from time to time here. Just because it's an active weather day, I'll pop in just to keep sure that you and your family are up to date. All right? Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out.